welcome to the wonderful world of Subnautica. I'm going to try again to record this episode. I have had very bad luck with my Bandicam and Subnautica coexisting.
Blood nutrient levels decreasing. Calorie intake recommended.
Thank you, dear. I know I need to eat. Anyway, I keep recording an episode, getting to the end of the episode, pressing the stop recording button, and then having Subnautica just quit working and hang in the background, and then I don't get a save of the game, and I have to come back and re-record from the last save file, which is getting frustrating and annoying. I have stuff on me, so I
Caution. Mild dehydration detected. Fluid intake recommended.
Particular problem right now. Now, this little curve with the door was a nice thing, but I've had a change of heart since the last time, and I'm going to put a T hallway here, and then use this for the entrance like I did before. Because that means now I can put here a fabricator. And it can be nice and low on the wall like I like without having to take up an entire wall in my octagonal room. So, do I have any food on me? Not really. So let's go get some food, put away that filter gun. I wish you could capture those and eat them. That would make a good meal. And there's a stalker. I kind of wish the stalkers could be hunted as well. There's a hoverfish. Don't know if that really solves my problem. I don't like having to get out into the weeds here, but I also see a stalker tooth coming to rest here, and another one here. So I'm going to grab those and then go find that hoverfish. Looks like he's up around the bubbles, so I will take my time and sneak up on him from below. And there you go, hoverfish. Next on the to-do list would be a second kind of food. I don't like eating more than about 2 of the same thing in a row because there are times when you can... Oh, there's the little bomber thing open. That's odd. I've never seen it open like that before. Maybe there's a fish in there swimming around. Oh, it looked like it was empty, so maybe it used its little boomer on something. Of course, to go check it out, I'm going to have to get close to those other 2, so I'm not really keen on that idea. And you'd think I'd have seen any sort of fishing. Here we go, peeper. Fill up on air, and go grab that peeper. Hello, peeper. That hurt. All that for a peeper that got away.
Emergency. Severe dehydration detected. Seek fluid intake immediately.
So, I am pretty sure I have some salt in the escape pod upstairs. I'm going to grab a couple of corals just to make them cooler. And then I'm going to get my fanny upstairs and food and drink myself so I don't die. Because this is all getting a little too real. So, let's look in the escape pod. Aha, some salt. I have 3 of those on hand, so we'll go ahead and move those over. Let's go over here.
New creature discovered.
New creature
Emergency.
discovered.
Starvation imminent.
Yes, starvation is imminent. There's a peeper. There's the cooked coverfish. I could cook the air bladder as well, and it gives pretty good water return, but I like to save those for emergency water, so we're going to do exactly that. We're going to make some bleach. Going to make some more bleach. This I have noticed happening recently, and I'm not sure if it's always happened, I just never noticed it. But I tend to drift off to the right here when I'm using this thing, and it's very, very frustrating. It makes me very... it gives me vertigo. There's a term for that. And I can't think of it, so I don't want to struggle on it and just sound like a dilly. Here we go again. Moving off to the right. Alright, so there's our water. There's our food. So eat.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Much better.
Emergency signs severe dehydration detected.
Alright, so I need
Seek
one more
fluid
piece of
intake
food.
immediately.
And then I will be what I consider happy and healthy as far as food goes. 60. So I want something with like a 30 return on it, so I got a nice high food thing. So a peeper would be best. That's not a peeper, that's a manta. I've had enough to do with those today. Now there is plenty of life out in this here ocean. Garys would work, but I would probably require 2 Gary fish to fill up. So let's make that happen. And oh, where did he go? That's just crazy. Here he is. You think you can hide from me, boy? Apparently so. And apparently he can hide from me because I am completely incapable of clicking on a fish, apparently. There we go. Let's go back up before we use too much of the water that I was trying to equalize the usage on. It's like our titanium. I don't know where my brain is going there. But our titanium stockpile is still up there. I must remember that. We'll put it to use, maybe. So, Mr. Garyfish, how are you doing? Let's have 2 of you and hope that works out. All right. Escape. Hit the tab key, and 13 and 5. That's less than ideal. I probably want to get another fish under my belt to be really truly happy, but I'm not getting another Gary, so another Gary at the surface. Alright, now my water is full, or my air is full. Let's see, I built a fabricator, but I don't have any of the storage units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 titanium I have. And no other ingredients. So let's, now that we went to all that trouble to get down here and sit on top of the air, let's go back up here and grab everything out of the storage units, and I can make a clean start downstairs. Mr. Storage Unit, give me your glass and your bits and your pieces, and that'll be it. Alright. Where is it? There it is. Looking for that tall place where I dropped all of my titanium at, so I can go pick it up. Yeah, I thought this was it. It isn't. It's just 4, 5, 6. One more. So. Alpha's back this way. So, let's get on down there. That right there looks like a dig experiment gone wrong. That's very weird. I'm reasonably sure I did not do that in a previous episode, but you never know. I am astronomically forgetful, so it could have happened. I will never tell. Kind of like that little swim-through area there. I like this base on a shelf sitting off the side of the cliff. That is actually kind of cool to me. So let's head inside and do some decorating. So I'm going to reserve these walls with the little gray squares in the middle of them for windows. I could put in 4 windows if I use the other side and use those 3 for other things, but I want to line these walls here and here with shelving units, storage lockers, and use that for my primary storage. So, there's one. There's 2. They're not going to be exactly even because the method I used for placing them was not exact. But they're good enough, you know. And I say they're good enough, but it's going to bother me. But what can you do about it? So, if I just do side strafe, theoretically this one will come up at the same angle. And it won't look bad. But inevitably I'm going to move a little bit and it's going to look a little wonky. Now, if I recall correctly, it puts me out of glass. That is correct. You are correct, sir, as Ed McMahon would say. Oh, and see now I've twisted. So that's going to be there needing a glass. Am I out of titanium? No. So this next one will also come up just needing a glass to finish. And there we go. So, my standard operating procedure, and I'm a creature of habit, so I'm going to stick with it, is to put titanium here, like so. In this unit next to it would go copper, gold, and silver, of which I only have copper right now. Over here will go quartz and salt, the 2 main minerals that I use. And any other minerals that I don't require in large quantities. So diamonds, the, what are they called? I can't think of the name of it now. Anyway, the aluminum oxide, by the way, the uranium, the lithium would all go in this last cabinet here. This cabinet will be pre-constructed items, so anything that I've already got made that needs a home. Right now, this particular chest is sitting empty, and it's going to have these organics, the stalker teeth, the corals, the table corals, the creep vine bulbs that I use to make the lubricant. That kind of stuff will end up in this particular storage unit, and all, for the time being, also the pre-mades will go there, or the stuff that has been crafted already will end up there. Excuse the yawn. It surprised me. I'm going to blow up my little bubble here, but not use it. So let's see. I need 2 glass to finish that. I need 2, 4, 6 glass. So that's a total of 8 glass to finish these windows. 8 glass would be 16 quartz, which is quite a bit. Keep me busy and out of trouble. Well, keep me busy anyway. At some point I'm going to need food as well, but I seem to be doing all right with that right this second. So let's go get quartz. Also, I'm going to need salt. So any salt that I see laying around I should probably pick up. And I'm going to need, at some point, coral and table coral to make various things, because I keep having these dreams of making a sea moth. And I have to get started on it and actually build a base, or actually finish the base. That was weird. I just heard one of those little... Ah, that's what I heard. Okay. He's in a bad spot. I kind of want to go get that node with the silver and the copper, or the copper and or titanium. Speaking of which, copper is another thing I'm going to need some of, because I'm going to need batteries and power packs at some point soon for the various vehicles, and in order to get that, I'm going to need copper. The world runs on copper, my friends. Actually, my world runs on quartz, so it's a Gary fish. Don't really need it. Hello, airsac. Man, I have not had that hard a time picking up some. Ooh, a hoop fish. Hello, Hoover. Is that a peeper? Yes, it is. Okay, I am out into the kelp zone there. And I keep digging little dimples. Now I'm going to fill up on fish if I'm not careful here. I love the little hovers sticking to the ground and the weeds at nighttime. That's defensive swimming there. Because if you see a stalker at night, they will come at you.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Those two, just one. I don't know what those are called, but the little. Hello. Goodbye. So we are going to have to proceed to the making of first aid kits a lot sooner than I was hoping that I would need to. I keep getting abused by things here, and it's not all that fun. There is a stalker who's going to see me as food, so I'm going to hang over here. Hopefully, by backing myself in here a little bit. Now, here are two boomerangs. I've got a wide variety of food I'm getting now. I'm not sure if that's altogether good, but it's certainly not altogether bad, so throw away the knife. The stalker seems to have forgotten about me. How many actual horses? He hasn't actually forgotten about me. It is becoming dawn, so hopefully he will calm down a tiny bit, and I won't have to get medieval on him anymore. So, now that we've had our first little bit of excitement, let's not follow that up by choking to death. That would be spectacularly unfun. So, I've noticed that at night, quartz has a nice little glow to it, and it becomes much easier to hunt than it is in the daytime. It's not impossible to hunt in the daytime. You can, if you know what you're looking for, you can still see it quite a ways off. But man, at night it is just super easy to see because it glows, whereas most of this vegetation does not. I also saw one up this little canyon here, so let's go get that. There it is. I was right. Boom. Don't ask me where that came from. I don't know. It just popped into my brain and said, "You will save me." So I did. Alright, saw the aurora lifting up over top of that hill there, and for a second I didn't recognize it as the aurora, and I was thinking, now what? Since most of these openings have housed those little blow-up do-jobbers, I'm a little gun-shy around them. I had an interesting bug happen to me earlier, and I recorded it, and I will probably put it up on YouTube at some point so that I can post on the website of the company making this game in the forums a bug with a video so they can see what happened, although they can't really see what caused it, obviously. I don't know what caused it, I just know it happened, and they'll be able to see. But it treated me like I was inside, but I was out. I was actually in the escape pod when I loaded the game, and it kind of just dumped me.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Out into the ocean, and I dropped to the ground, and then I couldn't swim. I could jump a little bit, but I couldn't swim. I couldn't go up, or all I could do was just walk, and you can hear me taking footsteps as I walk. Okay, I am not too bright. Traveling all the way to the surface when I got to go in the door. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome aboard, Captain. So I've got 6 glass. 6 glass would let me put in my windows. It would also let me finish those 2 shelves and only put in 2 of the 3 windows. And I've got some salt. And I've got a lot of fish. I've also kind of half tempted with all these fish in my inventory to build a fish tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 fish in my inventory right now. 8 fish is what a fish tank will hold. And I am more than half tempted to put a fish tank in to store said critters. So that when I come back, I will have a fish tank full of food, and in need, if I come back empty-handed and desperate for food, I could go to the fish tank and steal out of the fish tank. And as time goes, that fish tank will be populated by better fish. Reginald's, for instance, are very good fish for eating. Oculus and peepers are also good. So I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6 glass. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the fish tank. So first thing first, pull out the tool, find the fish tank. I need a titanium. Titanium is easy. I've got one right here. I've got a couple anyway. There's 4. While we're here, since these are more important to me than windows, I will get to windows later. I have how many? 1, 2, I have 4 glass left. So let's do a window. Get a little bit of outside light in the room. And let's do a fish tank that sits right in front of the window so the fish can feel like they're outside. Or some such crap. Anyway, here goes the fish tank. It's quite pretty. It'll be inside. I can now place my fish directly into it. And everybody's happy. So let's pull all of the non-organics out of this. Place them next door where they will usually live. That sea moth fragment's going to have to go onto a fragment analyzer. And I'm going to have to remember to make a fragment analyzer for that to go into. So this one is going to be your organics, stalker teeth, corals, table corals, that kind of stuff. This is more salt. I have now 5 salt. I've got 1 quartz and a few titaniums. So now I don't... You know, I guess I could just put this thing right here by the entrance exit. Put it over in the corner, or even just right underneath the fragment, or the... what the heck is this thing called? Fabricator is the name of that fancy device. I keep getting green, and then it turns red. So there's a real limited space, and as you can see, I am clearly incapable of making it green and making it stay green. That is going to have to do. So I need a wiring kit and a computer chip. Wiring kit and computer chip tells me that I need 2 silver for the wiring kit and 1 more silver, so a total of 3 silver, 2 table coral samples, and a quartz for the computer chip. I have a quartz. I believe I have 1 silver. I have 1 copper, so I have no silvers. So let's go get silver. That will be dandy. Then I can come back and worry about some food. I said I had 5 salts, I believe. So let's get a couple of coral. samples from these tubes here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And, you know, while we're in the mood for this kind of thing, let's just do it now and put them in the tube to be dealt with later. That would not let me pick it up. That was the least cooperative table coral I've ever seen. So there's 5. I hate odd numbers. 5's about the only odd number I do like. Let me guess. Oh no. There we go. I was going to say, let me guess. The second one only gave me 4 because that would be the funniest because it keeps me from getting another even 5 to make, or another 5 to make it even 10. But it was not to be. Fear not, there is no hatred against even numbers going on here. So, I've got some table coral samples, I've got some coral samples. I can make 2 computer chips without having to, I like to keep 6 on file, if you will. So, I need 3 silvers, which is going to require sand stone. These nodes should be limestone. Older versions had a thing where the limestone, if it was on a wall like this, it was always limestone. But see, that one is sandstone. Sandstones drop silver and gold. And the gold I don't need so much. You need 2 gold for an advanced wiring harness, but not too many things require an advanced wiring harness. And you need gold for a couple other things. There's a little power transmitter you can use so that when you get to the state where you're using thermal energy, so a thermal generator to produce energy, electricity, power for you to use, you can transmit that. You can put your base a little way from the heat source, so you don't have to park your base right on top of a heat vent. And you can park the thermal generator right by the heat vent, then use the power transmitters to bring power back to your base. And those require a gold and a titanium each. So they're inefficient, but they do work. Believe you can bring... Actually, I don't think the transmitter has any limit to how much it will carry. I just don't know if how many geotherm sources you could put on a single string coming back up to your base. I have not tried to test that particular limit. This is one of those situations where I really want this quartz, but I really don't want to get blown up to get it, so I'm watching every which way at once just to make sure I don't swim right into another one of those silly things. This is an interesting rock here. This rock is blocking the tunnel, so if you find the other side of the tunnel, you have some way of pushing that rock, or if you can... That's interesting, a little hole in there. If you put those little airbags that you can detach from other rocks onto that, like these. If you put these on here, you can lift up that rock and move it out of the way. I frequently have fun doing that. In fact, I might even do that on this, not this video, but in this series somewhere I might go play with that, just to say I've done it. But the goofy part of my brain enjoys doing that kind of thing. Now I am out into the kelp beds here, so I got to watch for stalkers. I've also got to watch for, I think they're called biters. I believe I've been calling the little doodads that live in the little rocket-propelled grenades, if you will, the little fish that swim out and explode. Oh, there's a stalker. Let's try to stay off of its radar by going in the opposite direction. I'm not in a position where I can't survive a stalker attack, but I'm in a position where I don't want to survive a stalker attack. So if I can avoid it altogether, I'll take that option.
Caution, dehydration detected.
Yeah. Taking too long out here just to get anything at all done. It's been very slow. Hello. beastie. Now, you see those little yellow things it dropped? Those little pods explode and put acid in the water, and they will hurt you. So it's best to avoid those, whatever those beasties are called. It's been so long since I looked at the wiki, I forget the names of all these critters. There's a stalker. I don't forget that one, though, because Terra has a way of implanting knowledge in your brain. Oh, that stalker was feeding. So, what do we got? We've got a serious lack of crafting nuts. There's another stalker. There's an error. Jobber. And that's my alarm telling me that it's time to go pick up my daughter and stop doing this. And it's also me looking over at the alarm, or the Bandicam, and noticing that I've gone quite a while longer than I intended to. So, I thank you all for joining me. I will pick this up next time from this very precarious position. And I will remember to get a save game here in just a moment, and that will be that. So, thank you all for joining me. Have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon.